you know, rarely do I ever even come across any like Twinflame propaganda on YouTube. Just because, like, the reason that I share stuff about the real twin journey is to help real twins. And I immediately, like, as I woke into all the truths, knew that the whole, twin flame market, was a dark agenda thing. They knew that this was up and coming. I mean, it's been prophesized forever. And people were starting to publicly, disclose certain things. And so, of course, the easiest way for the dark to try, and let me get into that, to deter the divine plan is to taint it, to taint, really beautiful, true, valuable things in the world as something ugly. That whole flip and switch, whatever. And it actually used to bother me too. Like just this one video I just watched. And not because my channel is so small, which is what it'll sound like. It'll sound like I'm just jealous or something. It's absolutely not that at all. Which is actually the point of this video. So I was seeing this video and I was like, it had like 55,000 views in 5 days. And it's all bullshit. Like this person who clearly just creates their AI videos, like I guess probably asked ChatGPT that topic, and made that video. But it's like about, I think it was titled something about, what does the twin flame of a chosen one look like? And so because so many people are confused in the world, half think that they all have a twin flame, the other half are denying that they are. People think that there's like, everybody has one. Like there's just like ridiculous amounts of, and this is, I'm laughing because I'm like, oh, it's a dark agenda. But then the angels are like, and I'm like, oh yeah, like with everything, and my whole life is a tribute to this, but the divine really is always 10 steps ahead of the dark agenda. Always. It's just because we play by the good rules, certain things just kind of have to be like shifted, right? And that's why there's like backup plan A, B, C, D, D, infinity. One variable slips out of the divine cog, there's something else just slides right back on in. And so with the twin flame propaganda, I'm like, oh, well, for one, and I shared a video about this already, you guys, on how like the reason that the media is going to continue to be flooded with more and more and more twin flame, both false and true knowledge, and everybody's going to think they are them, is to help us all true twins. And that's both going to, a lot of people understand that, and then of course, depending on where you are in the vibration scale, it's going to irritate you, because it seemingly creates division. But that's, the angels don't create division, and twin flames aren't here for division. I mean, we're here to actually heal the world of this duality, right? By representing like conscious duality, I guess is what they're saying. Like living in that oppositional harmony as a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Anyways, but it all has purpose, always. So right away, my thought to this video is, I'm like, well, duh, the twin flame to a chosen one is a chosen one. Which is totally true, right? And of course I was not going to listen to this video, but then I just started to get all these channeled messages, and I'm like, look at how many people, and the divine's like, yeah, look at how many people are getting like information that is still furthering their each individual evolutions and spiritual growth, as their souls are only taking what they need anyways. But 55,000 people all receiving incorrect information, but that's still all helping the true twins. And that's the difference. Like, when you are a true twin flame and you resonate as a 144 and you speak to another awakened Even just, we're all at different varying degrees of awakening, but anyone who's, awakened to the degree of awareness, we all know the same truths, right? And so it's very, very easy, even if you aren't spiritually gifted, and can resonate with energetic signatures yet or whatever, or maybe everyone's different gifts and whatever, by the way that they talk, or at least I do, always. It's like you're, it's unmistakable, because how else do we all know, the same things? But anyways, there's really so few of us. But if you guys look around, the story I shared about the purpose of the twin flames, the 144, you guys, if this is resonating in yours, you need to watch that. It's the true, I guess, not dramatized version from Sanat Kumara, but I mean, there's many avenues of it, but of course, the short story is humans were broken. They don't care. So they're killing each other constantly. This world was just getting darker and darker and darker, and more and more and more and more and more oppressive and manipulative and evil. And everyone who's because yes, we're changing it, and it has shifted. I already see it's such a shift, but we're about to get real dark before we get light again. And I just, I want to prepare everybody and make everybody understand. There are, of course, really great people, and if you're somebody who only has loving people around you, then you're going to be like, what? I'm talking Chinese to you. Well, click off. This isn't for you, sweetheart. But if that is true for you, I would be really, really, really curious to have a conversation with you. Not to poke holes in your life, but a little bit just to, see what that's like, I guess, experience that, know what we're bringing into the world now as people who embody unconditional love, and why that shift's so needed. But for me, and for almost everybody I've ever spoken to, it's that if you can't beat them, join them. It's called acquiescing. I actually wrote a paper on Martin Luther King's paper on oppression and how people handle oppression. I think it's he says in 3 ways. But yeah, the general society acquiesces. And with this awakening, the whole fact is we are all placed in, situations, life experiences, contrasting experiences, etc., to awaken us to some very dark truths, as star seeds, as, the way shores, etc., to not to break us, but to allow us to see how truly oppressed, the world really is, and why every single one of us who awakens to love is so, so needed and so valuable. So valuable. Fighting for authenticity and love in this world will get you killed just for that fact alone. And for those of you that are saying, oh, conspiracy theorists, blah, 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 you don't know things about the world. And look at every great musician that was taken out by one form of low vibrational whatever or another. Like John Lennon, for example. Anybody who really makes a positive difference in the hearts of humans on this planet is attacked by a lower vibrational human who misunderstands them. And so that is why the whole world is confused and thinks there are twin flames 911, because we are at a very crucial and pivotal point in human ascension, evolution, Earth's ascension, evolution. And yeah, humans were going to be extinct because we're pieces of shit on this planet who don't care about each other. That is changing. But thanks to the hard work of fucking ascended master souls, angels, and other light beings that literally have worked on this for so long. And I just want to bring up a quick example because it's a really underrated one, and it's one of my favorites because I see it. I see it in the population, and it warms my heart. I'm gonna cry, and she's here with me now, and I'm gonna cry. So people might know, well, if you know of the Ascended Masters and the Archangels, and you know of some of the like Summit Lighthouse work, because they're one of the only people, one of the only groups that, you know, really brought forward a lot of information. Guru Ma ascended, passed away. I always get these 2 years mixed up. 2012, I believe, or something. I don't know. Anyways, and she made a dispensation. So that's Elizabeth Clare Prophet in this life, and so she channeled the archangels, and she brought forth a lot of information about the divine rays and creation. She really, you know, at a time, like she was a way shower, you know, ground crew we call them, you know, who really was battling a very anti-woke, you know, time, and did it really publicly and proudly, you know, with a lot of backlash. And you know, she really has, like, she paved the way for so many other of us, you know. And the dispensation, so what dispensations are, and I talk about it in the 144 origin video, when a being of certain degrees of spiritual hierarchy volunteers for a mission, you know, or whatever, puts in the work essentially, or has already earned the stripes, you know, and says, I'm going to do this, or I've done this, and asks the source, asks God, essentially for like a miracle. But it's not a miracle. It's never a selfish thing. We don't work that way, you know, we just can't. But it's Guru Ma's dispensation request was for the all in a big, big way, and it was that children be born with a stronger and a more innate sense of love from the mother's womb, because that's what's lacking. Love in people. And that comes from the source creation spot in a human, just in the womb of a woman. Yes, biologically, you know, of course it takes a man and a woman, which is what people also seem to forget when it comes to like everything, you know, leadership and love being one, which is, you know, twin flame purpose. And so that's why I forget the years, but see, I think she passed in 2012, and she made the dispensation maybe by 2015. I don't know what there is. There's something to do with her ascension in there. I don't remember why I know that or where it comes from. You know, that's just how I know things, but I know that it's true. And I know because I have a child that was born before, and I have a child that was born after. And I see it everywhere. And when I do, I have so much gratitude for that soul. And it just gives me so much hope, because, so, you know, that's something that, like, and like, not that she would ever need the credit, you know, the credit is already given by those in the know, but that's what we do here, you know, the most of spiritual light work, for those of us that are tapped in, it's all freaking untalked about and unspoken about, and it's, yes, you know, like for people like myself, we're reaching out and growing channels, but that's because we need to reach other people, right? But the specific people, right? I know I need to get to 1,000. I know it's like a goal, like that even the angels have given me. I needed to get there as soon as possible. And so, like, there's so much purpose behind that for me now, which is weird, because like for years that this channel existed, they were like, no, don't prioritize it, don't really do much, just like slowly, you know, blah 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 blah. But here we are. Such a crazy time. In a time where, yeah, everyone's confused about this twin flame thing, but it's because essentially we need all hands on deck. And that doesn't mean like everyone being a twin flame, 1441, mirroring numbers. It means everybody is just as special as everyone else. And just because you may know of twin flames now and thought you were one and find out that you're not, doesn't mean that you don't have a pivotal role to play in Earth's ascension, right? So in some way or another, you are meant to assist the divine plan of the twin flames. And I'm going to tell you all right now, and I'm not just saying this because I am a twin flame / chosen one / targeted individual because of it. It's the responsibility of everyone who knows and learns that and sees the truth of it and how valuable it is, the work that we all do, to assist in whatever way you yourself feel called to, or have, the ability to, like, meaning in regards to your specific types of resources, whether that be spiritual gifts, physical gifts, material resources, money, like things, food, whatever it is that you're called to step up and do for other people in any regard. This is the time. You need to answer that. That's what the call is. The call, answer the call. When you feel called to step up, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Look around, Love really can and will and is going to change the world. And we all want to be loved, right? So be that love, beautiful soul. Right now. There's no time. Nothing will be perfect. I guess the biggest thing they want me to leave this with you, for those of you that made it all the way through all of this. Because we weed out the people, and the divine says, until the right ones get the messages. It's not going to get better circumstantial wise in the 3D for a long time. No matter who you are, what you know, what you own, whatever, this shift isn't going to be an instant. We've been going through it now. We're like, entering into that. But we just barely even started pushing, and so we're not going to be crowning for a while. I know a lot of people won't get that, but others will. And people who have children or whatever. But like, legit, that's where we are in the rebirth. Like, we're just... I'm gonna mention Operation End Times, who follows me, and he has a channel here on YouTube, because I was called to watch one of his videos today. And he mentions, I don't know in what, I'm sorry, this is part of my thing as a divine channel. I do read and consume a disgusting amount of real text and knowledge. I read so much. I just take away what's true, and so I do forget details on things that to the soul, to me, aren't important. I do know that they're important to other people, so I do apologize. Anyways, but 4 horsemen of the apocalypse coming before the fire, and he mentions them in order, and then the last one, the death before the fire, is the black horse. And I posted a video today. It's a love reading about a saboteur, but as I was listening to his voice in his video to discuss this is how my channeling gifts work. Bang, I'm seeing that card in my head, and then everything else I know. And if you've been following me for a while, I've been predicting solar storms, big ones that are going to, knock us back a bit, saving essentially humanity a bit, and saving us from a lot of that chaos. Because, we're approaching, world wars and stuff. Well, even nukes, right? They need connections and things. So when that beautiful sunshine comes pouring on in and knocks out, undersea cables like it's began to already, and we lose intercontinental internet connectivity and stuff, not only is it going to, free up a lot of the systemic abuse and manipulation and corruption everywhere, it's going to put a damper on the destruction of this beautiful planet that is very critical to the larger evolution of the galaxies and larger universes and stuff. And so I promise you, our galactic cousins are never going to let us nuke this planet, and no matter what. So there's backup plans. Should, that sunshine that we've all been praying for and singing songs about since we were children doesn't do its prophesized job, we have some fail-safes. And then we have some beautiful light soldiers who have committed their lives and lost everything on the 3D to commit to their piece of this beautiful divine puzzle. So, beautiful soul, if you made it through all of this, what are you leaving behind to step into your role as royalty? And it's not egotistic to say that. There's a reason. You've gone through what you've gone through, you know what you know, you feel what you feel, and you're here listening to these words right now because not a whole lot of people are. You can't go back to sleep as a chosen one or a twin flame of a chosen one, whichever you resonate with as you watch these words come out of my mouth. So that will continue to grow until you cannot take it anymore. In which case, you'll never fail. We've already won. But just do it now. Just answer the damn fucking call now. We need you. We need everybody. So, the people that are, popping up and building intentional communities on their property for other people to live, giving away everything they've ever owned. What do you got that you can do stuff with for other people? Who can you collaborate with to further assist this divine plan? How are you feeling called to act and step up? I'm really curious. And for those that aren't willing to share, at least do us all a favor and stop ignoring that call. I love you guys. You guys ready? It's going to get so oppressive and exciting.